Hello everyone, welcome back to the Traxion YouTube channel. Now, the Season 3 2022 build on iRacing is here, and that means we've got some new content. We have 3 new cars and 3 new tracks, and in today's video, we're going to be having a look at the 3 brand new cars. Now, first up, we've got the 2020 Mercedes-AMG GT3. So this will compete in the VRS Sprint Series, the GT3 Challenge, and also the IMSA Series. We've got the Mercedes-AMG GT4 that will compete in the GT4 Fix Series and also the IMSA Pilot Challenge. And then we've got the brand new Radical SR10, which is going to compete in its own series. So we're going to do something a little bit different this time. I'm going to take you on board with me while we test out the new cars so you can see exactly what I can see. So without further ado, let's get on track. Here we are then, sat in the brand new 2020 Mercedes-AMG GT3. Looks very familiar inside. Doesn't look that different at all. However, there's a new dash and there's got a rear view camera now. See what it sounds like. Sounds way different to the old one. Completely different. Take it out. Yeah, so it does sound a lot different to the old one. I do like the way it sounds though. Now I've chosen Road Atlanta because I've done lots and lots of laps around Road Atlanta in the GT3, in the Mercedes specifically. What I've noticed, this one seems to rev a lot harder than the old one. Just sound good though, doesn't it? Just warm up the tyres, then we'll do a flying lap and see where we are. Yeah, so it looks very familiar. It looks just like the old one inside, obviously. A few changes, a few subtle changes, the dashboard and the rear view camera. Let's take it for the flying lap. See how it feels. Yeah, it feels very Mercedes-AMG like though. I think it is a little bit easier to drive, or towards the old AMG's latter stages of its life. This seems to be a little bit tricky to drive, but this seems a lot more user-friendly. Gearing seems slightly different. The first gear feels a little bit more usable, and because it likes to rev, then you find that you go down to second gear a little bit more than you would have done in the old one. It does sound good though. It does sound good. Initial impressions are really good. iRacing's been crying out for the Mercedes to be competitive again, or the community has. Because this is one of my favourite GT3 cars on the service. I've often opted to choose the AMG GT3 even when it was uncompetitive, shall we say. But yeah, it just feels like the old AMG. I do like it though. I can't really get it to misbehave. Let's just see if we can. We'll just be a bit heavy-handed here. Yeah, it just seemed really planted. Try and run over the curb, see if I can unsettle it a bit. Yeah, a little bit squiddly there, but really controllable. No issues at all. Yeah, so it's revving there to 7,700, 7,800 nearly. So it does rev pretty hard, the engine, so you can rev the living daylights out of it. Interesting to see what the GT4 is like though in comparison. But the new AMG, I like it a lot. It sounds so much better. Thumbs up. So we're in the GT4 now, and it looks pretty much the same, although there's no rear view camera now in the GT4. Everything else looks very, very familiar. Now let's start it up, see what it sounds like. Yeah, so it doesn't rev as hard straight away. So 6,000, or just short of 6,900 RPM. Does sound good though. Right, let's get it out there. This is obviously going to be a lot slower. But it sounds good. Doesn't sound too different to the GT3. Brakes are a lot worse. Straight away I can tell that, as you would expect. Now I've chosen, oh, a lot slidier as well. So I've chosen Rudder Lantern just so we've got a direct comparison. The GT3. Yeah, so it's not as stiff. Doesn't rev as hard. The brakes are worse. Doesn't turn in as well, obviously. It's a GT4, of course. But the front end just seems a little bit vague. We're just using the baseline setup, so it's not going to set the world on fire as far as setups goes. But it does sound good. It does sound good. This is going to be really popular in the GT4 class. I've got absolutely no doubt. Right. Let's try and wind it up a little bit and see what it's like. Is it flat through here? Yeah, easily. Yeah, just, it's a bit of a boat and it is a lot slidier, there's no doubt about that. But still, really, really controllable. You know, it doesn't, it's not difficult to drive. It slides, but you kind of feel when it's going to slide. It's not like all over the place. It just feels pretty good. I like it. I like it. I've never raced the GT4 class a great deal. I just found them a little bit boring, if I'm going to be honest. Although it does make a difference when there's a car that you really like, when you're a fan of the car, which I am. I'm a huge fan of the Mercedes-AMG. So we did a 120 in the GT3. See what lap time we do here. 126.74. Yeah, so quite a bit slower as you would expect. I mean, that wasn't the fastest lap that we've just done. We'll go a lot quicker than that, I think. And we're already way up on the delta. Try and get this to misbehave as well if we can. Yeah, so it is sliding a bit. But still really controllable. I like it. A bit late on the brakes there. That's nearly half a second up on the previous lap. .26.1, so yeah, definitely go sub 26 with baseline. I like it though, really good, really good. It's what we needed, definitely. So here we are in the brand new Radical SR10. Now there's been quite a few changes with this car. Obviously it looks a lot different to the old one. I did prefer the styling of the old car, but the engine is the main change. It now uses a Ford EcoBoost engine, I believe, turbocharged. The old one was a real screamer from a motorcycle, where this one, it only revs to just over 7,000 RPM, but it is turbocharged. Let's have a listen. Still sounds pretty good though. Right, let's take it out, see what it's like. Now, the old Radical was a real handful to drive. Really good fun. Really difficult to drive quickly. And I'm sure this one is going to be very similar. I don't think it's going to be easy. There's no traction control. No ABS. So it's really difficult to drive quickly. Now, this has got a nice little party trick. It takes me back to my youth when I was modding cars and hooning around the town. Got a dump valve, so when we lift off the accelerator, get that lovely dump valve noise. I absolutely love it. I'm such a child. Right, let's wind it up a little bit now. It's going to take a couple of laps to get the tyres up to temperature in this car. But we'll see what we can do. We're just on the iRacing provided setup, so we're not going to be going super quick. This is going to be flat through here though this time. Easily in the Radical. So there's a bit of downforce. Oh, that noise though. Can't get enough of that. Yeah, so no doubt this will share a lot of the traits that the old Radical had. It'll be on a knife edge, over the bumps. It won't like the bumps, like there, it doesn't like that. Yeah, so really you've got to stay off the curbs with the Radical. Gonna keep it nice and smooth. But I do like the sound. Sounds really good. So we did a 120 in the Mercedes-AMG GT3, 26 in the GT4. Let's see what we can do in the Radical. I would say we're going to be about 117 maybe, 116, something like that, on a flying lap, which we'll do now. So that was a 16.1. Oh, a bit hot into there. Bit of understeer. It's better through there though. Stay off the curbs, Dave. Doesn't like the bumps. Oh. Oh. He's a little bit lively on turning. So we're nearly a second up, 0.8 up at the moment. So predicted laps are 1:15.3. Yeah, so this is going to take quite a bit of taming, this car. When you get the hang of it, incredible fun. What's that one? A 1:15.4 I think it was. I like it. I like it a lot. So we've looked at the cars. Should you buy them? Well, the Mercedes-AMG GT3, if you've purchased the old Mercedes in the last 2 years, in the last 24 months, you will get $11.95 iRacing credits. So you can buy the new AMG and use the credits that iRacing give you. So it's not going to cost you anything to upgrade, but that's if you've bought the AMG in the last 2 years. Unfortunately, I've owned mine for a while. Sad face. I think it's an incredible car. It just seems a little bit more up to date than the old one. It brings it in line with all the new GT3 cars that have been introduced on the iRacing service. So I really like it. It sounds incredible. It seems a lot easier to drive than the old one. Thumbs up from me. As for the Mercedes GT4, I really like it. It's a good car. Feels very similar, obviously, to the GT3. However, everything's just a little bit softer. Suspension doesn't brake as hard, and it's got less power. There's lots of alternatives in that category in the GT4 class, but I think the Mercedes sounds better than any of the other cars. So it's a thumbs up from me. I really like it. I'll probably race that one in the GT4 class, but there are other GT4 cars that are probably going to be on a similar pace if you didn't want to buy a new GT4 car. Now, as for the Radical SR10, I think it's brilliant. Sounds excellent. It's got the similar traits to the old Radical, although I don't think this is going to be as leery as the old one. I love the dump valve. That's a big plus point from me. But should you buy it? Well, the old Radical has been on the service, I think, for about 14 years. It was one of the first cars introduced. And as such, you're not going to get any credits if you've bought the Radical in the last 2 years. So would I buy the new Radical? Well, I would probably wait a week, 2 weeks into the new season to see what participation is like, because when the old Radical was a paid car, participation was quite low. So I would just hold off 1 or 2 weeks. If there's participation, if it's going to go official regularly, then yes, it's a brilliant car. It's going to be a brilliant series. But my advice would be to just wait 1 or 2 weeks. So let us know down below in the comments what you think of the new build. What do you think of the new cars and tracks? What's your favourite part of the new build? As always, thank you for watching. Have a good week. Keep it pinned.